Yes, MPs from Mountain Kenya East are coming out to regret for the support they gave to the impeachment motion of GACHAGUA. These MPs were promised that after the impeachment of GACHAGUA, one of their own, Kithure Kindiki, was to go in that position. And I've done several videos as to why Kindiki will never and cannot be picked as deputy president of Kenya. And I've always been telling you that the goodies that are gotten by the Mountain Kenya East are gotten because they are with the Kikuyus. Kikuyus are the majority. When picking the deputy president, you must pick amongst the Kikuyus. It's the reason as to why, despite Kindiki having had a lot of experience in politics, having been a friend of RUTO, he was even a lawyer in their case in Hague. He wasn't picked in this position, and they picked Rigathi Gachagua. Do you know why? Because Kikuyus form 90% of the Gema community. So when you do your mathematics correctly, if you have a presidential candidate, you would want a candidate who will bring the votes on the table, and Kindiki does not measure up to the standards, despite being a sober leader, a lawyer, and a lot of experience in Kenya. This is the same thing which is being faced by Musalia Mudavadi. Musalia Mudavadi will never be president of Kenya. Even a person who would want to win cannot make him his deputy. It's the reason as to why even Kalonzo Musyoka was picked multiple times by Raila Amolo Odinga, despite Kalonzo Musyoka having, if you compare the votes of the Western and the Kamba people have less votes. But do you know the reason as to why they picked Kalonzo Musyoka? Because he can bring a block vote, yet Mudavadi comes from the minority from within Western Kenya, because Mudavadi is a Malagoris and Mountain Kenya is majority Bokusu. So leaders from Mountain Kenya East are coming out to regret the thought that after the impeachment motion is successful, Kindiki is going to be picked, but all signs show that he will not be picked. In the most unlikely events, this impeachment motion is successful. So in this episode, I've come to talk about why the Mount Kenya East MPs are regretting, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study matters we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to know that if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. So in the bid to sell the impeachment motion to Mountain Kenya leaders, they first wanted to split Mountain Kenya. They told the Mountain Kenya East leaders that if in the case they impeach Rigathi Gachagua, one of their own is going to be made the deputy. And most of them supported this, not knowing that RUTO is a wise person. So now, since the impeachment motion is in the offing, and I know Gachagua is not going to be impeached because he's going to be let off the hook by the judiciary, but in a most unlikely events, impeachment motion is successful, there are signs that Rigathi Gachagua can never be, there are signs that Kithure Kindiki can never be picked because he comes from the minority of Mountain Kenya. Now these leaders are coming out to complain, okay? Because one of the people I think they will pick is Kimani Ichung'wah himself, because he has fought for this. He comes from the Kikuyu, and he is the first runners-up. Irungu Kang'ata was mentioned. Those are the people who are going to be picked, but the most likely event is to pick Kimani Ichung'wah. Before I proceed, let me first play you the tape of this MP from Western Kenya, Moses Kirima, speaking. It's a translated video which I want you to watch very clearly, because it will be a basis to form our discussion in this video. Here's the tape.
Tugete atire twemero tugete atire tugete motori owo kedore kana to mondu twende motori yake thigetonge na ngare we to twira no pick up egete urana dara nanja yumete utwira to mori ko to aku twite to kyo yae dara na to ko kende ke nyage tere ya marigo ete ya macha onde goro to mori to kaite to kyo ya macha yaiko no ayende ato aere twe
So that is the MP. It's coming out to say that they were lied to that Kindiki was going to be made the deputy president. But how it looks like that it is that many of the chances are going to Kimani Ichung'wah, so the seat will go back to the Kikuyus. And trust me, the Mount Kenya East people must not give a lot of self-importance to themselves. For them to be in government, for their sons to be in cabinet, it's because they play along with the Kikuyu community. The day Mountain Kenya people East, that is the Meru and Tharaka Nithi and Embu, will want to go it alone. They will be like the minority of tribes, like the Kisi and others. Even the Kisi have more votes than the Meru and Embu. Okay? Because a county like Tharaka Nithi cannot even marshal up 200,000 votes. So you think that it can be in a mathematics of getting the deputy president position. Okay? So it's in a scheme to divide the mountain. This is what is going on. Ruto is using tactics to divide the mountain. And these MPs are realizing it too late that they are being played. Chances. Most of the chances are going to go back to the Kikuyu community. Either Kimani Ichung'wah will be picked or Irungu Kang'ata or Waiguru. Trust me, those are the facts. Okay? To buttress this point, this MP also came out to reveal that he was misquoted, but he buttressed the point, pointing at the same thing. He came out to say that they were allied as a community. Okay? And most of these MPs are going to be sent home in the most unlikely event. Oh, all signs show that Rigathi Gachagua is not going to be ousted as a DP and is going to send these people home. You can keep this video for future reference. Because if you've been noticing, the ground is with Rigathi Gachagua. They are singing Mau Mau songs in Mountain Kenya. And you think that person will not impeach every person who voted for his impeachment in his home area? The same MP came out and said these statements. I want you to hear very well.
We believed as Meru MPs that number 2 is supposed to take that place of number 1. So we signed on strength that Kindiki is going to be appointed as a DP. But from the time we passed that impeachment, things are not as they were. There is a lot of lobbying from various sectors of societies. A number of tribes, communities are lobbying to have their own, to be number 2. I'm concerned because you see now, we are hearing of somebody like Irungu Kang'ata. They're even calling us, they're robbing us to support them. There is also a majority leader, Kimani Ichung'wah. There is Anne Waiguru. The women caucus of governors, they are up in arms, saying that according to the speech of William RUTO, president, and he promised them that the next deputy president will be a woman. They are also mentioning Grandes Wanga, and also sometimes they even bring the name of Raila Odinga in the scene. So when they bring all those things in Kimeru, is what we say, Mambura ya kugea nyenje. Mambura ya kugea nyenje is not straightforward as it was. So I'm so much concerned that there are those other players who have come in the scene. See? So it shouldn't be as...
To show you that politics is tribal in Kenya, we all know that in the most unlikely event, DP Rigathi Gachagua is impeached, this seat will go back to the Mountain Kenya. And to be specific, it will go back to the Kikuyus. If indeed Kenya is not tribal, let Ruto pick a Somali as his deputy, or a Kisi as his deputy, or a Malagori as his deputy, or one of the minority as his deputy. It's that day you will see that Kenya is tribal. Many people will go up in arms. So Kenya is tribal. These people who come out to say that we must look national, they just do it in words. And it's not bad for politics to be mobilized against tribal for as long as it's not violent. Okay? So this person, an MP, is coming out like a crybaby to cry that it seems that their son, Kithure Kindiki, the good professor, is not having any chance. And by the look of things, yes, he doesn't have any chance. He won't be DP. If Ruto failed to pick him then, why do you think that he can pick him now after the Kikuyu is going up in arms? Ask yourself that question. Let's continue with this MP.
That rumors, and as it was at that time, because he was number 2, let's number 2 take from number one, because number one has been impeached as the deputy president. More than that, when Kindiki is down here, like Central Menti, all the rivers which we have flows to his place, Taraka, where he comes from. He knows the problem we have about electricity, about roads and so on. It's not somebody whom I'm being going to call and explain. It's somebody who won't be even knowing by the time I tell him that there's a problem here, he already know. So to me, it will be a great advantage. I want to insist on that one shouldn't be repeated. There is no time when William Ruto called us and told us to impeach GACHAGUA. It is a change sheet which, it was the changes which were ended in parliament. But I have seen it that you people, you are trying to coin it and make it that it's William Ruto who told us. He did not. He did not tell us. We have our own brains. We have our own consciousness.
So in his defense is also coming out to say that William Ruto never told him to impeach GACHAGUA. But it's in the glass. Every 1 year old child can see that this impeachment motion was given a green light by Raila Amolo Odinga and Ruto. There is no in any way that your a deputy president cannot be impeached without your knowledge. Okay? There is no way that a majority leader can come on the floor of parliament in support without the president's knowledge. There is no way that your CSAs, very many CSAs like Eden Duale, okay, have come out to support the impeachment motion. Okay? CSAs like the former governor of is it Kitui? No, the former governor of Machakos, Alfred Mutua, was seen in the public participation hall going again supporting the impeachment motion. And you tell me that Ruto is not in knowledge? So this MP's most stupid leader, he said some other thing when meeting the electorates. Now he's saying another thing in the news that Ruto did not tell them. Okay? So you clearly see that this impeachment motion is stuck in the throats of Ruto. And Ruto is going to be the biggest loser. If it was Ruto, even if GACHAGUA was bad-mannered, you keep him. Even if you want to win the second term, you still keep him. For as long as you're in power, you can do anything. But putting him outside, you create another opposition. Yet you neutralize the opposition in Raila Amolo Odinga. So that is a mistake. Okay? It is a great mistake.
And by the time I was saying that GACHAGUA will not be impeached, I wanted to be remembered. I had no idea, and I didn't have that rumor that it's Kindiki who is supposed to be the deputy president. If it's not Kindiki, I could not have voted out GACHAGUA. Our wish. You know, the moment I start thinking the opposite, it means it's like a prayer that should not be appointed. It should not be hypothetical.
That is the MP explaining to an extent of saying that if it wasn't for Kindiki, he wouldn't have impeached GACHAGUA. You clearly see that even the grounds they had, it was a conduit to impeach the person. It was never about issues. This same person is coming out to say if he wasn't given an option of Kindiki, he wouldn't have impeached GACHAGUA. So he impeached GACHAGUA not because he's corrupt, not because he supported the Gen Zs, it's because he thought that one of their own who is very closer to him, that is Kindiki, is going to get this position. And these things are going to be used in court because most of the MPs, trust me, impeached GACHAGUA even without reading in these charges. It is so unfortunate. Of course, that's my opinion. Do make comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, I employ you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.